Morning students, how are you? I hope all of you safe at your places. Our VTN management decided to conduct online classes for all of you. Please follow the video lectures or online classes provided by our CSC faculty members. Once the class is over, follow the content from the textbooks as well as from the material given by our faculty members. Coming to my subject, software engineering, already I completed 3 units in our regular classes. So we are in 4th unit. Already 4th unit we covered roughly 20%, but some of you may forgot the content. So I decided to start the 4th unit from the beginning. Right? Well, the 4th unit consists 2 parts. First part is user interface design. Second part is web app design. We will begin with the first topic, user interface design. Normally, user interface design is very crucial and important activity in the software engineering. Before going to start user interface design steps, we will recollect some of the basic concepts from the software engineering first unit. What are framework activities? Tell me. Just recollect. These are very important. Those concepts are useful right now. Do you know them? Okay, I will explain briefly the framework activities. The framework activities are 5. There are 5 framework activities. Our entire software engineering activities carried systematically by using our framework activities. The first activity is number 1, communication. During this phase, user or developer is going to communicate with the client regarding requirements. It's called communication. Second one is planning. Second framework activity is planning. Here you have to think about the system planning activities. Third one is modeling. Modeling is nothing but design. You have to use any one of the architecture. Definitely we should use any one of the architecture. By using architecture, the entire component or software product is to be designed. And fourth one is construction. The construction phase is nothing but coding activity, coding phase. Here any one of the programming language we should use, like Java, C or C++, any one of the programming language we must use. And last one is deployment. Once the product is finished, the product is going to be delivered to the client. So the last phase is called deployment. So what are 5 activities? Just I will read out once again. Remember, framework activities 5. Number 1, communication. Number 2, planning. 3, modeling. 4th, construction. 5th, deployment. So the modeling is very important. Modeling is nothing but design. So the design comes by effective usage of architecture. Architecture is the overall plan of the software product. It comes inside the architecture. Similarly, the user interface. This is today's topic. The user interface design comes through modeling activity. This is very crucial one, important one, because the user is going to interact with the system directly. Now think about interface. User means the person who is going to use the software product. Sometimes user is going to communicate directly with the system. That is called user. Now what do you mean by interface? Interface is nothing but connection or communication. User directly communicates with the component. Here, component is nothing but a small code or program. User has to submit the values known as input values or user values. The user values are entered through interface only. Here I will tell you a small example which is very simple. Use already you know it. Example: enter three values. Enter any three integer values to the program. How you will enter the C or Java, whatever the language. For example, if you use the C language, you have to write a small code for entering of three values. What are the three steps? First step is you have to display small message, printf, enter three values. The next one is scanf statement. Scanf statement takes the data from the user, scanf %d, then quotation close, comma, ampersand a, ampersand b, ampersand c. So this statement takes the data from the user. It is called interface link. So the values are successfully submitted by you. Once you have submitted the values, the program uses the values. Next, we will use the values in statements, and finally you are going to display the output. The output is called result. So the result is to be displayed normally on the monitor, or sometimes we may transfer to the printer also. It is also output. Simply speaking, interface design is nothing but I/O design. I/O design means input output design. If you design strongly, I/O design or interface design strongly, it will help the client or users who are going to use the system. They feel very easy. Okay, to build good interface, we need to follow three golden rules. This is first topic. Today's first topic is golden rules. There are three golden rules. First rule is place the user in control. Second one is reduce user's memory load. Third one, make the interface consistent. So we will go for first one, place the user in control, because user is the person who directly communicate with the component or program. Always user is going to interact with the system in terms of a program. So he is main person. Second one, the user always is going to submit data, so he will not remember all the values, all the instructions. So as possible as we have reduced this memory load so that he comfortably uses the system. And third one, interface consistent. All family of components should provide consistent. Consistent means same or stable. The information which you are going to retrieve is same, not inconsistent. Inconsistent means same information displayed at time in different ways is called inconsistent. Inconsistent content gives you always problems. For example, take one small example. Student, every student has own roll number and contact number and address. The three fields: name, roll number, address. Wherever you go inside the software of a college, system has to produce same values. Your phone number, name and address must be same. In case the system producing your address in different, two different addresses, that is called inconsistent. That you have to control. Okay. Next, place the user control. Already I told you. Here user is called main person who directly interacts with the software or called component. Already content will be there. Just see the what are main steps you should remember. Okay. Next, reduce user's memory load with minimal instructions, minimal values. You have to use the components or software product, so that the user will feel comfort. In order to use the software product, the user should not feel any risk or complexity. Like that, you have to design good interface. For example, I'll tell you a small example. To enter login ID, password, just we will enter ID, password, and there is a submit button. By clicking submit button, easily the user is going to enter into the system without any difficulty at all. Make the interface consistent. Already you know that consistent means the information must be same. The information should not be in different formats, in different answers or different values for same person or employee. Maintain consistency across family of applications. Now we are moving second topic, user interface analysis design. So this is second one, this is important one. Here, user interface analysis design means first, before making good interface, we have to analyze. As I already told you in the framework activities, first step is communication, second one is planning. First one is communication. So the software organization, software managers and architectures should interact with the client effectively, and they will gather all the requirements of the client. That is stage one. The first stage, they will collect all the requirements from the client side. Once that stage is over, the second stage, already I told you, planning. Planning is nothing but analysis. Here we should analyze regarding user interface, how the user is going to interact with the system. Who are the users? What are different types of users? User is the end person who uses the system. For simplicity purpose, we have to make good interface. Users are different types. Users are different levels. Expert, medium level users, low level users. So always we have designed good interface for low level users, end users. The end users are just, they have less qualifications. They are like casual users. Their main job profile is to enter the data into the software product. So based on their capacity, we need to design good interface. So in this second topic, we have to plan for good analysis. Then you should gather different analysis techniques. So there are 4 analysis design models are there. First one is user model, second one is design model, third one is mental model, fourth one is implementation model. User model. In the user model, you have to capture capacity and user profile. Here I told you capacity, user capacities you should forecast. They are intellectuals or second level users or low level users. You should estimate the user capacities regarding the software product. Then design model, you have to select any one of the model. Model is nothing but architecture, layout, design or layout is same. So simple layout for a form. Let us take a small application or a small login form. So that design you have to select easy way. Then mental model, this is nothing but system perception. Here you have to estimate the user's capacity, the user performance, their image, their capacity, their perceptions you should consider. Then last one is implementation model. In this model, you should actually the coding part comes here. It's nothing but coding phase. Coding phase means we should select or choose any one of the programming language. By using programming language, you should implement the user interface. Best example, I will tell you one small thing. You want to write one good interface in Java, like a web page. Here, starting the login page. If you see the login page, you have to enter your login ID, then followed by password, then followed by submit button, or sometimes forgot password. It is called design model. It is called simply a design. So once again, I am going to repeat a login page for a website. User ID, password, and you have two buttons. One is login, another one is forgot password. This overall scenario is called system design or user interface design, and that is implemented in a Java or any programming language, right? That is good interface design steps. All 4 steps you have to remember. Next, types of users. Already I told you, users are 4 categories: novices, knowledgeable, intermediate users, and frequent users. Novices, first type of users. This user called casual users. Casual users means they don't know technical information. They don't know technical skills. So they are called data entry operators. Their their level, their capacity is just they will submit whatever the data to be entered into the system. Examples: data entry operators normally you can found in shopping malls or any building centers or any uh, no some other public sector offices, front offices. You can find them. They are called novices users. Second category of users called knowledgeable. They have some basic concepts regarding the system. And frequent users. These users have both technical and as well as some software tools. They know it. So these people manage small issues. So by considering 4 types of users, always good interface should be designed. Okay. Next, this is also second topic, continuation. User interface design. How user interface is to be done? It is a nothing but framework activity. So your good interface should be done like a spiral model. It is nothing but spiral. It is iterative model. Iterative model is a good technique. So by taking several iterations, you can design good interface for the software product. First one is interface analysis and model. First one. During this phase, you have to analyze the entire system and client requirements, and you have to follow any one of the modeling technique. Modeling technique is nothing but architectures, your layout, visual layout, and second one is design. You have to use a physical design of the interface, and third one is interface construction. Here coding will come. Coding means we have to use any one of the programming language like Java, C, or any one of the high level language you can use for writing source code for the interface. Next, last one, interface validation. This is checking. It's nothing but testing. Testing and validation to be done whether all forms, input forms, output forms are working as per the user requirements or not. So this is done like a iterative pattern. Just you remember the iterative life cycle model in previous units. Like already we covered the same one in the unit 1 also. There are waterfall model, incremental model. Yes, so just recollect. Similar to that, it is also same. Just say iterative process model. Why you are using iterative? You can make several trips, round 1, round 2, round 3, like that. N rounds or n iterations we can perform. After performing nth iteration, you can get good design. Okay. Now we are moving third topic, interface analysis. This is the last topic for today's session. After end of this session, I will give some assignment questions, answer all the questions and submit back to me. Interface analysis. Already I told you analysis is nothing but planning. Interface, how good interface to be done. What are different methodology we should apply for making good interface. So good interface comes understanding the problem before you attempt to design a solution. This is the first and at most important step from software engineering side. So every time we are saying that first we have to understand the problem. You should understand client problem before you attempt to design a solution. This is very, very crucial. Without understanding, no one can do anything in the software engineering. You also first you have to understand the given problem, then you will get a design method in your mind and you will prepare design solution, then you will implement. Simple example. You want to write a program to pick up largest number from given n numbers. Once again I am repeating the question. You want to find out largest number from given set of n numbers. First you have to understand the question. I think so you understood the question. You have to find out largest number. How many numbers you have to enter? You have to enter n numbers from the user side and you have to pick out largest number. This is the question. Then you have to understand. You have to make what is analysis? You have to submit n numbers and you have to pick up the largest number among given n numbers. The same way, for good interface, you have to understand the client problem. To make good interface, you have to estimate, you have to think about people. People means who are going to use the system. It's nothing but front-end design. The software, there are two activities. One is front-end, another one is back-end. Front-end are nothing but like front-end screens. Front-end screen layouts are nothing but inputs, outputs, etc. will be there. And the back-end, some process will be there. Again, there is a database will be there. There are three components for a software product. One is the database or data structures. Second one is process, and first one is front end, that is inputs and outputs. Once again I am repeating you. If you understand three elements, definitely you can make any software easily. Number one, IO, input output, is nothing but interface. Second one is process. Third one is database. Process and database are back side, and front side view is IO. IO means input output. User has to submit data from front line. User is going to submit data from through different forms. There are user screens, user inputs. Yes, I think you understand. For this, we need to analyze different users and their capacity and their knowledge and their skills. You have to estimate. Here, users capacity you have to consider, their knowledge you have to forecast, and their interaction you have to estimate how they are going to interface. Second one, end users must perform to their work. And last one is we have to also think about environment, where the users are going to work, where the user has to interact. And these four elements we have to thoroughly analyze. Once you analyze, then you will have some idea about interface analysis. Okay, user analysis. So user analysis accomplish uh, four important elements: user interviews, sales input, marketing input, support input. All these inputs you should consider, and to get relevant information from above four things, you have to arise the following questionnaires. You should uh, forecast, and you should get the information from user side, like they are tech professors, the user, all users are trained professionals, technicians, clerical, or manufacturer workers. So you should think about their capacity of the users. Then their knowledge also you have to estimate. The skilled or normal people. Normally, in the end user side, they have just basic knowledge. They will enter whatever the work goes for you, and the same thing they will post into the system. That is their capacity. Then task analysis and modeling. Here you should go for what are the tasks allocated for them, and their intention is what work will the user perform in specific circumstances. That is very very important. And what tasks and subtasks will performed as the user does the work. And there are two types of activities: main task, subtask. Main task is done by some high level users. Subtask means low work. Low work. Simple works are classified, given, categorized. They are to be allocated for some other users. So like main problem, sub problem, like that we will distribute the overall scenario of the problem. Similarly, users also be classified the same way. Analysis and display of the content. This last one. Here, whatever the content you want to display, this also, as I told you very beginning, user interface is nothing but inputs and outputs. So far we discussed about whatever the amount of data given by the user is called user input, and output means results or values that we have to display. So today most of the applications are running with the GUI pattern. Most of the software components today they are executing in a platform of GUI pattern. GUI means graphical user interface. For one application, if you see, photos always appear in the upper right side corner, and some buttons will be there, horizontal bar there, vertical paths will be there, and a large volume of information you can display on through different web pages by using scroll buttons. If simple text in one screen, you can display the content. If you want to display your name and address, it is sufficient. Similarly, if you want to see your J2 results, just your results you will get by submission of your roll number, and you will have your results. But in case of real-time applications, large organizations where you want to generate some reports, at that time multiple pages will come for that how the data is going to be displayed, that you have to analyze and make a good design, right? For this we will follow different web design concepts for making good display. So this is last topic of today's session, right? After end of this session, I will post you some assignment questions, prepare and submit back to me immediately. Now I will repeat whatever we discussed briefly today's class. Okay. Today we discussed three topics regarding user interface design. First topic is golden rules. Second one is user interface analysis design. The second, and interface analysis, and third one is interface design steps. We covered up to three topics. So the three topics I will display once again. Check. First one, user interface. Golden rules. Place the user in control. Reduce user memory load. Make the interface consistent. This is first one. Second, user interface analysis design. There are four models will be there. First model is user model. Second one is design model. Third one is mental model. Fourth one is implementation model. This is second topic for today's topic. So good interface design take place by using iterative process model. This is very important. Then third one is interface analysis. So up to interface analysis we have to prepare. During interface analysis we have to estimate users profiles, user knowledge, user skills and environment. Environment where the people will work, and you have to gather all surrounding organization environment also. The level of the organization is also very important where the people work. So three questions you prepare for today's session. Okay, right.